Hey everybody, good evening and welcome back to Mad Horse Barbecue. My name is Brian and I enjoy some Busch Light. No, I mean yes, but no. In today's video, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be smoking a brisket. Got a prime grade brisket for I think it was $2.99 a pound or $2.49 a pound. I don't know, whatever it is. I saw them at Hy-Vee in Spirit Lake, Iowa, a couple weeks ago, and they had 3 of them, and I'm like, wait, that's prime. And then I'm like, no, because sometimes they'll call it like prime reserve or prime choice reserve. They'll get tricky with it, but this one I actually flipped it over and it had the USDA prime printing on the on the packaging, so I know it's prime. I bought 2 of them because who doesn't buy 2 of them when you find them that cheap? And they look pretty good too. But like I said, they're both right around 20 pounds. One of them went in the deep freeze. I got one of them trimmed up, and I'll tell you what, I bet you I trimmed up probably about 5, maybe 6 pounds. So I would bet you that this brisket went from 20 pounds to about 15 to 14 pounds. But anyways, we're gonna get this thing ready tonight. We're gonna be cooking it on the 22-inch Weber Smokey Mountain. I know I haven't cooked on that smoker in a while, but I've been kind of really liking cooking, the barrel style method of cooking lately. We're gonna be cooking 300 to 325. We're gonna have like 45 mile an hour winds tomorrow, so we're just gonna have to see how it goes. Wait, I lost my floodlight there for a second. But anyways, maybe that's a sign. Let me take you in. Like I said, I got it all trimmed up. Let's go ahead and get it rubbed up, and then I'm gonna go to bed. So I'll take you inside real quick, and I'll show you how I rub it down. Alrighty, we are inside. Here's the brisket, all trimmed up. Let's get the seasoning this. You can see we got 3 ingredients here. I'm gonna use a binder tonight of the W sauce, and then we're gonna go on medium. We're gonna go on with the same amount of coat. It's probably like a medium heavy coat with the Tailgaters BBQ Party Rub. And then the Suckle Busters SPG, both sold by Suckle Busters, both very good rubs, very good brand of rub. But here's the brisket. Let's go ahead and get it put into a pan and let's get this thing rubbed down. And if you haven't gotten a couple of these, nice heavy duty barbecue pans, these are really nice to have because this brisket could probably fit in the barbecue prep tub. But what the nice thing about this is there's no dishes. So let's go ahead and rub this thing down. All right. Put on the binder first. All right. Let's go on with the Tailgaters first. Go ahead and hit it with a coat of Suckle Busters SPG. Put the binder on first with the W sauce. Be good with the binder. Go ahead, go on with the Tailgaters first. And then go ahead and hit it with a coat of the SPG. Go ahead and pat this in, and we're going to call that good. So I'm going to go ahead and sneeze 4 or 5 times here so I can get off the camera real quick, because one thing, like I said, this is really good with all that pepper in it, is it gives you some good coughs, gives you some good sneeze. The Tailgaters does it too. But anyways, this is going to go in the fridge overnight, uncovered, and yeah, we'll pick back up in the morning, so we'll see you then. All right, we are back. Good morning, everybody. It is 5:30 a.m. in Minnesota. I got up at 4:30 this morning just to kind of get this pit going, because I do want to have this for dinner right off the bat. I will apologize if the audio is a little off. We are supposed to have like 40 mile an hour winds, so just put the brisket on, so let's go ahead and take a peek. There it is. Cooking fat cap down, cooking at 300 degrees. So I'm going to go over what I'm going to do during the cook. But let's just go ahead and close this down. This is going to be shut for 2 hours, and we'll pick back up. So we'll see you then. Alrighty, we are back. We're doing a little voiceover action here. I had like 45 mile an hour winds during this cook, and the audio just kind of sounded like crap. But real quick, I'm going to go over what we're doing in the cook here. Obviously, with the high winds, I didn't want to go in and out, so we're going to use a barbecue cloud for the first part of this cook. I got my Maverick, or my ThermalWorks Smoke X4 hooked up. It just makes it super easy to, control the temps, and I don't have to worry about running in and out. But for the first part of this cook, we are running at 300 degrees, and actually we're going to run at 300 degrees for the majority of this cook, plus or minus 10 to 15 to 20 degrees-ish. But, yeah, like I said, we've been on for 2 hours. Let's, without further ado, let's take a peek at that brisket. There it is. You can see the bark quite isn't set yet. But I'm not going to spritz. We're going to close this thing back down, let it go for another hour, and then I'm going to come back out and we are going to do a temp on it and see where we're at internal. So we'll see you in 1 hour. We are back. We are 3 hours into the cook. Go ahead and take a peek at the brisket. Starting to kind of plump up. That's what you kind of get when you cook hot and fast. But I do want to take a temp measurement here. So I got my brand new Thermapen MK4, the purple one they discontinued. I'm going to take the temp measurement in the back, kind of slip through the middle so I don't have anything poke out. So let's just see where I'm at. Right about 158. Bark is definitely set, so I'm going to let this go probably for about another hour, and then I'm going to wrap this thing up. So when I wrap it up, I'll pick back up because we are going to wrap this up using the foil boat method that I've been seeing used. So when I do that, I'll pick back up. So we'll see you then. All right, we are back. Gonna go ahead and wrap this in foil. We've been on for exactly 4 hours, running right around 300 the whole time. Internal temp on the brisket, just checked it before I pulled off, is about 165. But more or less, I got my bark how I want it, and you know I'm not gonna be wrapping this all the way, but this is ready for me to kind of put in this boat. The first person I saw do this was Bradley over at Chud's Barbecue. Watch my video first, then maybe go and check his out. You know, that's what I say for everybody because you know that guy knows his stuff. You know, if you haven't gone to his channel yet, I'd highly encourage it. Really, what I like about his channel is really easy to follow along the recipes and videos, and he explains everything very well. But anyways, enough about him. Back to Mad Horse Barbecue's brisket. So let's go ahead and throw it in the foil, and then all we're gonna do is we're gonna make a boat. And to this boat, I am going to add about a quarter can of beef consomme, just because, well, I like the way beef consomme goes with brisket. I think we're good. I think that's all that is. The foil is completely encapsulated around it. We made a little vessel for the brisket. So what this will actually do is it'll allow the bark to, you know, get nice and set even more, and then, you know, it won't soften the bark up. But, you know, we'll just see. You know, this is the first time I'm trying this. I am a fan of foil wrapping brisket, and then obviously when you pull it off, the important part there is to kind of just open up the foil, let it steam out, and that bark resets. But we're going to try it this way. This is going to go back on the smoker until this is probe tender, so I'll probably check back in. I don't know, we've been up for 4 hours. I'd imagine this will probably be done in a couple hours, but I'll definitely check back in once more time before I pull it off. So see you in a little bit. All right, we're back. Brisket's done. Just about to pull it off. We're at the 11-hour mark, so that has been in this little aluminum foil boat for 7 hours now. I have been cooking at 300 the whole time, and I did not expect this brisket to take that long, but, you know, I didn't want to sacrifice time over anything. You know, it is what it is. I'm just happy I got up at 4:30 this morning instead of 5:30. You know, I always like to tend to get to earlier start on, you know, bigger cuts of meat, especially briskets and butts, which are so forgiving when it comes to rest time. I'd much rather start early. But this thing, I got up at 4:30. By the time it was on, it's 5:30 a.m. It's 4:30 p.m. now. So that's a total cook time of 11 hours. I had to add just a little bit of coal. I took that fan controller off there, the CyberQ Cloud. I took that off there a while ago and just opened up the vents, and it's been running right at 300 to 310 the whole time. But yeah, must just be a tough cow. Or only thing I can think of too is maybe, I don't know. I got the aluminum foil boat on a, you know, on a baking pan, so maybe that kind of created another barrier in between the heat and the brisket. And that could be another reason why it slowed down the cook time. But anyways, you know, enough talking. Let's just real quick take a look at the brisket. That bark is looking really freaking good. The flat on here is at about 203. The point's at about 208, 209. But the important part is their probe tender. And that's what you go off of. So this is going to get pulled off. I'm going to just let this rest right on the countertop. Not even going to cover it. Going to let it rest uncovered for an hour. And then we're going to slice into it because I'm getting hungry. The girlfriend's getting hungry. The kid's getting hungry. So we are going to sacrifice a bit on the rest time today. But, you know, next time I do this method, I'll notice maybe start a little bit earlier. So we'll see you in about an hour. Alrighty, we are back and it's time to eat. Real quick, I'm going to go over to cook times. It was a total cook time today of 11 hours. 4 hours on smoke, 7 hours in the aluminum foil boat or whatever. You know, I shot the video earlier, and one thing I failed to mention, or I didn't even think of before I even started cooking, was the fact that this thing more than likely took that long. Is because if you don't wrap in foil, a hot and fast cook is going to take a little while. I mean, any cook's going to take a little while longer, but this one took significantly longer by about 4 hours than I thought it was going to take. And I'm going to guess it's because it wasn't wrapped in foil. But It's fine. I got up at 4:30 this morning. I always like to get early starts on brisket because I've had, 12 to 15 pound briskets at 250 cooking 10 hours sometimes. It's just, no two pieces of meat are alike. But I can tell you right now, it smells fantastic. When I brought this in, all I did was I put it on the countertop. Let it sit in the foil, open top. Internal temp on this brisket right now is at 160, if you can see that. So, but yeah, let's go ahead and slice this thing up. Remember, brisket, you want to cut against the grain. My grain is running this way, so I'm going to cut this way. So let's just go ahead and take some slices and see how we did. Let's go ahead and take a piece of the flat and see how we did. This one looks good right here. Oh my. Yeah, that still piping hot. Looking pretty dang good. Plenty juicy. That brisket, definitely does a little bendy bend. See how it pulls. Pulls real nice. Go ahead and give it a try. That's really good. That's a cool smoke ring going on there. I'm trying to work on cutting my brisket just a little thinner. This is like, I don't know, this is a little thicker than what I wanted, but you can see I kind of sort of started thinner, but I got a little thicker, but it'll eat just fine. But I'd say that combo of rubs, the SPG and the Tailgater barbecue party rub, is absolutely fantastic on this brisket. But let's go ahead and cut into this point area and see how we did here. Peek. Oh yeah, looking pretty dang good. That'll be good. Go ahead, take a peek at that. Got that MP Sir, all that nice bark on there. A little bit of fat cap left. I gotta try this. Wow, absolutely fantastic. Again, very good flavor with that rub. I will say that aluminum bolt method works pretty good. I still think I prefer it completely wrapped in foil, but you can't beat this bark on this brisket. Flavor from the the B&B oak briquettes and the chunks of oak, again, fantastic. I'm gonna go ahead and that's all I got. I can't believe it, but that's all I got. But I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. You guys and girls have a good night, and we will see you next time.